Alright, so this is the very first run. I was like, man, that first run was the best. Boost comes in, little hiccups. This could be what we call burst knock, where
Okay.
it kind of knocked, brought the boost back in, timing comes back in, knocked again, timing came back in, no knock, kind of held, staying, and then fell off. And this is where you can see peak horsepower, 101, peak torque. I guess you could call this peak here 122. The second run we did, which is the hottest, which is probably the best run of the day, um, you can see where the torque ramped in better here. It didn't sense any knock, so it probably didn't pull any timing, and allowed it to advance timing. It advanced, and then peak torque 129. Big difference. You see 112 to 120, 130 almost, 130.
Yeah.
And then kind of does the same thing. Cam probably doing something here. We see this through the run. And then also it held boost a little bit better. I'm assuming that's because of hot turbo and it can spool and hold a little bit longer.
Right.
And you can see the horsepower as well was a lot better. This one peaked at 105, 106, and then 130 torque. Then our last run of the day was this run, and there's a little variations happening right here in this section. I'm not sure what these variations are, but it definitely could be timing related. To look at this and see peak torque come in and then come down, and you can see where it probably knocked and pulled out on the first run, and then the last run is the real darker line here that I'm following. Boost comes in, holds a little bit longer, but not as peak, so maybe we lost half a pound of boost or something there. Comes down, and then it does the same changing in this area here where there's movement happening, something, probably the cam again. And then with that very last run, it did seem to make a little bit more horsepower than the run prior to on the big end. So I'm assuming the reason that this extra horsepower is here is because we had a longer span of torque here.
Okay.
So the longer the torque stays in the engine, the more horsepower you make on the other end. So you can also see torque here staying a little bit longer, a little bit higher. And when I say a little bit, again, we're going to look at 106 foot-pounds to 109 foot-pounds. So we're talking 3 foot-pounds of torque. Now, the very first run, we had differences of 95 to 104. So almost 10. We got 9 foot-pounds of torque there. So you could see the gap.
Right.
But this section here, variation, and this movement here, I would like to look into more, see what's going on in the tune. I'm going to think that this has to do with octane, knock. You'll change some fuel, put it on 93, and then we'll come back and compare those tune files.
Okay. Super.